get a chance.
Yep. No, I'll give you a hand.
All right, you can share your page on there.
All right, so we are live. Welcome, guys. We're just getting kicked off here as we get started. We'll let you guys get in here and join us.
Hey, everybody.
All right, so... All right, guys, we're just getting started. Bear with us here a couple more seconds as we launch this here. But thank you guys for jumping on here. Hey, Kathy, how are you?
Yeah, I couldn't find it on there, so
Okay.
no big deal.
All right.
All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
That's right. How is everybody? How are you guys? Well, thank you for jumping on. We're really excited to share with you some great information tonight. I'm excited to have a great friend and mentor, business partner, all of the above here with us, Eric Henderson. For those of you guys who don't know, we're really excited to share some information that we're hoping is really just going to help you guys out in terms of business, life, all the things that you're going after right now. Maybe you're pursuing different things in your life, and just some of the tips that you get away from tonight maybe be something that helps you towards your journey. So we're really hoping that tonight's just time to kind of sit back, have some fun. What's going on, Nick? Hey, Jeremiah, how are you guys? Thanks for jumping on.
All right.
So for those of you who don't know who Eric is and his story and what he does professionally and for fun as well, Eric, why don't you give everybody a little bit of background of what you do, where you kind of came from career-wise, and kind of what you're after right now, entrepreneurially.
Yeah, thanks for having me, by the way.
You got it.
This is
Absolutely.
great. This is awesome.
Love it.
He's the man. I've been actually, my quick story is I've been an entrepreneur literally more than half my life. I just turned 40 years old. My first business I started at 19 years old.
Wow.
And it really only started because my dad was in corporate America, and he came home from work one day with the pink slip, like literally. And he said, Eric, his fist slammed on the table. And he said, now 19 years with a corporation. He said, don't ever work for somebody.
Wow.
And that was it for me. And I said, okay, I don't want to end up like that.
Yeah.
So it was kind of by accident that I became an entrepreneur, and started some businesses from there, and fell in love with the fact that you can, create a lifestyle, create freedom. Yeah. And I joke that I'm kind of unemployable after that long. Right. So, best decision I ever made, best accidental decision I ever made was being an entrepreneur. Yeah. And but that's how I got started.
So what did you get into entrepreneurially? Specifically, what was your endeavor?
My first business was a lawn care business.
Okay.
It was landscape. It's all I knew. I'd worked for a guy for maybe a couple years when I was 18 and 19, and I saw that he was making more money off me, in like a month that I was making in a year, and it really irritated me. And I said, wait a minute, if he can do this, I can do this. And I learned a principle very early on that has become one of my favorite words, is leverage.
I was just going to say, you must have been thinking that then of where that was going to go after.
Absolutely, yep. I wanted to have leverage instead of be somebody else's leverage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
that's evolved, and you kind of went from owning your own businesses to, as we know, and through business together, working together, found yourself with Shop.com and this platform. So over time, what attracted you to this platform, and what kind of changed in your life to want you to say, this is something that I need to, go after and see, for yourself how it's going to be a good fit in your life?
It's a great question. So just owning traditional businesses.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, when I say traditional, I mean a lot of risk, a lot of overhead.
Yeah.
It's tough. Yeah. It's really tough. Now, granted, I had those before children, before responsibility.
Sure.
Right? So, but when I really understood that you could be an entrepreneur also without the risk, which is one of the first lessons I always tell people, or sort of a tip is, in today's day and age, you can start a business for very, very low risk.
Oh, yeah.
With great mentorship, great partnership, right? And so what really attracted me to this platform with Shop.com today, and maybe you feel the same, is, you get everything that you'd want as a business owner, right? But without the risk, without the, the best thing you get too, mentorship, right? You get instantly connected into someone who it's in their best interest to help you. Yeah. Versus in traditional business, nobody's going to say, hey, listen, I know you're my competition, but let me help you over here.
Right, that's the biggest difference, right? I mean, if you own a landscaping company,
right,
the next guy down the road wants your same clients.
That's right.
I mean, so you're constantly in competition and trying to outbeat or in that case sometimes outprice them, let alone just get after their clients. So
competitiveness, right?
Yeah.
And collaboration.
Right, absolutely. Which is still, I mean, one of the biggest things right now is understanding that difference. And I think that's the cool advantage of this platform is it is all about collaboration.
Yep.
So if you look back at the traditional businesses that you've run and still run, correct?
I do.
What's the biggest challenge for somebody looking at that? You know, because you can make great money at it and you can work for yourself, but what's the biggest challenge of that path?
Great question. So, going the traditional route.
Yeah.
Again, whether you have a family or not, whether you're young or whether you're maybe in my age in 40s, there's a lot of risk in terms of, and there's profit margin can be low.
Yeah.
You don't really know how the economy is going to affect things, right? But the biggest risk really is that a lot of times you're working. It's a job.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of. Yeah. I've been fortunate. I learned the hard way. I set it up so these businesses sort of run themselves for me, but it wasn't like that in the beginning.
Right.
And if I had to do that today with two kids, I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, right, two little boys, I wouldn't see my kids.
Right.
So again, going back to this platform that we're talking about here with say Shop.com and a virtual entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Right. It's tough for me to even compare. I can't.
Well, it's true. I mean, I come across a network quite a bit, and I come across a lot of solopreneurs, and basically they're the practitioner. They're the only person running their business, and so if they get sick, or if something happens in their life, or if they need a day off, they can't take it.
No.
Or it's stressful to take it because they're either going to lose a client because they're going to piss them off basically because they can't service them.
Totally.
And they're not going to make money because if they don't show up on a Saturday to go, service their client or whatever it's going to be, whenever they need them to be present, they're going to lose money and they're not going to have that sale. And so
they're tied to it, right?
They are completely tied to it. And so the fact that you build businesses and with the mindset of I need to build it to run on its own, that's something that we're thinking of very daily right now with our platform too, with Shop.com, but also the agency that Crystal and I run too, is the fact that it needs to be mobile. Whatever we're thinking about today, it's like, what are we building? And can I take it with me wherever I go across the world? That's,
absolutely.
It's like, is it mobile? Can I take it with me? And with digital, if you're not building a business that way, you're stuck somewhere.
You really are.
And if you like it, that's fine. But if you want to be mobile and be able to be nimble and move around, it's got to be digital and it's got to be something you can do on the go. And so
and isn't it amazing that we have the technology to do that today?
That's it.
I mean, 10, 15 years ago, you couldn't do this.
Right.
You couldn't have an open discussion and save maybe folks that are watching, say, who want to go down that road, that they don't know how to do it.
Yep.
But you can hear someone's experience for free.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
The amount of content that's on YouTube is amazing, and I know that I've leveraged it quite a bit to get information. You and I were just talking about health and wellness and fitness and how, through the internet and different resources, we found some great information. And,
can I say one more thing on that note, though, too?
Please do, yeah.
One of the big challenges, and this is really good for someone that may be thinking about, well, where do I start? Right? How do I start a business?
Yeah.
In all honesty, though, it's actually more challenging today because if you're not discerning about how do I say this? It's very difficult to place value on an opportunity if you don't know what to look for.
Right.
Right? So it's like, well, how do I choose something? How do I know it's real? How do I know it's going to be here? What kind of industry am I looking for? What kind of model am I looking for?
Yeah. We were just talking about that a few minutes before we went live about, what's the information that you trust, when it comes to health and wellness, fitness, your body. The same thing happens with business too. Like there's so much information now. How do you disseminate it against the stuff that is just horse crap and not worthy of, being shared, and it's actually hurting people.
Yep.
A lot of the viral stuff that happens on social media, it's terrible. But then again, there's so many great people that are creating amazing content too and sharing their history and their background and their successes to help people. And I think if you use it correctly, it can help so many people.
Well, that's why I give you so much credit what you're doing here, because you're opening this up to a platform to get different viewpoints, right? But two things, if I could share, that I think are really important. I actually put these on the notes before I was coming up here. Is that the first thing? If someone, like yesterday, someone asked me what kind of business they should start, and I said the number one thing you have to do something that is aligned with your values.
True.
Because here's why, right? If you don't think about this, if you don't do that, what ends up happening is you will self-sabotage because you won't truly believe in what it is you're doing.
Yep.
Right?
It's so true.
But the other thing is people say, well, how do I know what's legitimate? Or how do I know what I should be doing?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of great opportunities out there. There's also a lot that aren't so good. But the biggest thing I would say is if you find like with what we do
Yep.
in collaboration, right? I know that I can't succeed unless, say, you help me succeed, or vice versa in what we do. So I can trust in my decision that the model, inherent in our model.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Right? You got to look for a model that inherently built into that.
Yeah. By design, it's made that you have to help somebody.
Correct.
To be successful.
You don't benefit if you don't.
Right.
So that right there is an instant, okay, boom. I can feel confident in that decision.
Yeah.
Right?
It's so true. And I mean, and just not to go off on too much of a tangent, but I mean, the corporate structure is built the complete opposite. I mean, you have to compete and at some point beat somebody out to move up the chain. And it's just, it's every day is competitive.
Yep.
So,
that's right.
So what specifically about Shop.com has really, because we've talked about kind of your history, kind of your experiences, what about this platform has changed your life, you know, in a totally, you know, whether it's family-wise, whether it's time-wise, like what's been that thing that's changed for you since really leveraging this platform?
Yeah, it's a very, there's so many things I could say to that, but right, friendship, number one, you meet like-minded people. Yeah. And that's true. Jim Rohn said it, that you are either the books you read or the people you hang out with.
So true.
So you better be careful.
Yeah.
So get yourself, model success, get around other successful people, work together. So the friendships, number one. Yep. The relationships that you build. I mean, Shop.com, the platform itself, it's all about prosperity, health, wealth, right? It's all about leverage, that word leverage again. Yeah. So for me, it was, I had a lot of time, I'll be honest, with my other businesses. Yeah. But here's the interesting thing about our business here is that this is a lifestyle business. What I say with that, it's truly entrepreneurship that is you. It's everything we do, even the shirt, right? I mean, if I wear the shirt, even though I'm not working, I'm working. Yeah. Or I'm living the life, right? So there's so many things about it. But also, big thing, my kids, right? This is a willable income platform. Yeah. You can build a business and will it to your children, and then in 2 generations. Where are you going to find that?
And that's one of the words that pop up to me is that we don't hear enough, and I never got taught it when I was in school. And it's unless you dive into books and mentors, residual. Right? I mean, and that's really the big difference. Is like
talk about that for a second because that's important.
It is, because you can develop a business that's got leverage.
Yep.
Many different businesses can create leverage. You could use money to invest to create leverage. Yep. But even in those scenarios, are those scenarios residual? And so when I learned about residual income, 5+ years ago, I was blown away from the fact that as I was going to grow and develop new skills and develop new platforms and endeavors, I wanted it to be something that would be sustaining. And this is the one platform that I found that is sustaining and truly is residual. I mean, I've heard stories and met incredible people through this business, and those who started this business, this platform 20 years ago for themselves, they had since passed and now willed their business, and those who are about my age are taking over their business and that income that's been paying them for 20+ years.
That's amazing.
And it's just
that's
incredible.
Residual income. Yeah. That is true residual income. Yeah. There are very few models that have it. Yeah. Correct. You're right.
That's true.
I'm glad you brought that up though. Yeah, residual income. There's nothing like it. Yeah. It is the best kind. I say there's only one kind of income. It's residual. Yeah. Even my wife being in insurance, it's recurring in nature. So
it is. I mean, you hit it in real estate, you hit it in the music industry. Yep. There's a couple different places where you can hit it, but it's kind of reserved for the elite. And this platform gives it to the average person if you're willing to put in the work, which is so cool.
True. Yes.
So, based off of, knowing a little bit about, who our audience is today too, I'm really curious about, who you'd recommend to this platform, because is it for everybody? Is it for just entrepreneurs? Like, what is it? What makes this platform different, and who is really can be attracted to it in terms of making it successful?
That's an important question because I think back years ago when I was looking at first becoming an entrepreneur, this platform, is it for everybody? No, right? No platform's for everybody, right? This is a business. But I think that the biggest thing about our platform is you can be an entrepreneur today with this type of platform alongside a career.
So true.
Or a lot being a dad.
Yep.
Right? I mean, my kids I joke, my kids actually have a couple customers because they have their kids in their school that take one of the products that my children take.
Yeah.
And so, but this business is so, it's so easy to weave into your life. Again, without the risk. So who could this be for? You want to flex those muscles as an entrepreneur that you maybe never did before. Right? Or you're risk averse, sort of, but you're like, you know what? Dip your toe in. Oh my gosh. It's the best thing out there because, again, you're going to get mentored by someone that's already done it without any risk. And again, like you said, you can build a residual income. 3 things I look for in any business, right? And it's hard to find these, but you have to have security, you have to have profitability, but you have to have longevity. We have all 3 of those. So this is great for anybody, stay-at-home moms, dadpreneurs, retirees, young folks like you guys.
And it works in that manner, and you can expand upon this if you want, but like it's because of the simplicity of the platform, but the education system that goes along with it. You mentioned mentorship, and I think the education system that is the one thing that's changed for me, my life, is the way that we work collaboratively, as you mentioned before, but even from a training perspective. There's people who've been with this platform for 25 years who still educate and help people who are just getting started today, and they don't need to.
That's very true.
But you learn so much quickly because you're learning from minds who have done this for 20 plus years, and they're giving you the same education and training that they learned and that they've implemented themselves. And I think that's one of the biggest things that sets these guys apart with this platform, is that it really is a learn as you go.
Totally.
And you can earn income quickly, or you can learn income take you a little bit longer to do it, but it's all about how you apply yourself. And like you said, if you're willing to jump in, the tools are there.
The tools are there. And the people, and again, the folks that you're learning from, they're in the trenches, they're doing it. It's different when you learn from somebody that did it, but you learn from someone that's still doing it. Very different.
It's awesome. So, for people who are, as we talked about before, what's on the internet, all the information that's out there that you can find about, start this business, do this quick thing that you can have a click-through thing online and, sell products, or you can have an Amazon business, or all these different businesses are out there, home-based businesses. I mean, you search that word and you'll have hundreds of pages on Google about selling different services, right? Probably millions. And even on YouTube too. And so what's your advice to somebody who's maybe tuning into this video here together, or they're looking online and they're digging around to find that golden nugget? They're trying to find that platform that's going to pay them and going to put money in their pocket, maybe at a little bit of work, maybe at no work, because they're searching different things. What's your advice to them going out there researching information, looking for a viable business? What do they do? What do they look for?
Number one thing to look for is you have to make sure that whatever you're going to align yourself with, it has to be around. You've got to know that this is going to be, it has to have a track record. I like to say at least 10 years. That's just my humble opinion. Track record of success, track record of proven mentorship. See, I'm a big student, and you should be a student of results first.
Big time.
Student of results. Nothing else matters, right? And so if you, for this platform, I mean, it's all about just, you've got to make sure whatever it is that you do, it's going to be here. I am not going to build something twice. I'm not going to put my heart and soul and passion into something and have to redo it again. So that and also, like I was saying earlier, it has to be aligned with your values. Meaning, whatever it is you have to do to build a business, or whatever it represents in terms of products or services, you got to believe in it. Right? But if you can find something that you know has a proven track record, you can reach out, like say Greg, and Greg can take you and get you to where you need to go. That's it. That's the key. But knowing that it's going to be here to last. It's built to last. That's the number one thing I would say to look for. And of course, support, mentorship.
So if somebody looking into a business, I mean, they just need to dive into like the history of that company and really understand, what the success is. Maybe talk to people too, and just say, hey, notice that you're involved with this company. What's your success with it? What's the history of it? That kind of stuff.
And get into the culture. And find out the culture. Attend maybe an event of theirs, or a training, or interview people that are a part of it. Absolutely. That's what I did. I'm sure you did the same.
Yeah, actually, my first look at this platform was in a home, in a neighborhood, across from where I grew up, and just getting the ability to just kind of see the culture of the business in a small scale.
Nice.
Meet the people, shake hands, understand it, and to me, I just saw the light in terms of the tangibility of the people, understanding the mentorship that was right there in the room, that I know that I could learn alongside them along the way, awesome. And I was in good hands. So yeah, that was my first experience too, which is awesome.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
It does. And so this is kind of a big question too, because I think you've gone through a lot of experiences business wise. Mm-hmm. So I'm curious if you had to do it all over again, and you started either this business or even your traditional business over again, and you can split off into either direction you'd like.
Sure.
Based off of that, what would you do differently?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have started traditional businesses had I known of this platform that we're talking about, right, with Shop.com, to be honest with you. Yeah. But no regrets, because I learned what I learned that I've carried over to this business. But I would have gotten, what would I have done over? I would have gotten a lot clearer on why I was doing it.
Yeah.
I would have gotten really clear on that, right? Why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Not just making an impulsive decision about being an entrepreneur, but why? Yeah. Because that's what's going to pull you through, right? That's going to, huge, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you find that with you, right? We were talking about this when I first came to your home.
It's exactly it. It's understanding, no matter what business, or it doesn't have to even be a business, whatever you want to do in your life,
workout, fitness, or something, right?
I mean, if you don't have a big enough why and understand why you're doing it, just like you said a few moments ago, if it doesn't align with who you are, it's going to, at some point, it's going to break apart and you're going to stray in a different direction. It's not going to come to fruition because it's got to be, when it finally aligns with who you are, you can take it to amazing heights, and you grow as well along the way because it's part of who you're meant to be. And I think, like you said, for you, it's like finally breaking through and finding out, why am I putting time in to make money? And when you realize you can make money in a million different ways, it's a matter of you enjoying what you're doing, having fun, helping people if that's what you want to do.
Sense of purpose
having
is really important. Yeah.
So
the older you get, the more you realize that. Right? It's about actually having feeling like you're on purpose. You're making a difference. Yeah. It's not just about the money. And you can have all the time in the world, but if you're not happy with how you're spending your time, so totally. And this platform allows so much of that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think people think about that. I mean, like for me, like I have a full-time career. Yeah. I build a full-time business. I also develop this platform too, alongside of the time that I have, right? And that's important to note, is that this platform is built for somebody who has a full life already.
Who's already busy.
Who's already busy.
Yeah.
And whether they're an entrepreneur or not, or they work a full-time career. But I think what I was getting at is the person who works a full-time career, they're thinking every single day, for those who are frustrated with where they are, what am I doing with my time here, and is it aligning with where I want to truly be? And they're questioning that every single day. Yeah. When you're in that time, and you're like you're in that place, you're at the red light, you're going back to work, or you're coming back from work, and you're like, those 8 hours I just spent, 12 hours, whatever your shift is, people are questioning that, which is why I think home-based business is one of the top search things on the internet right now.
Totally
because people are looking for that alternative.
Yep. And isn't it really what they're looking for is more fulfillment? Yeah. Right? Money's just a tool. Yeah. But if you can, I think you can agree too, this business gives you time freedom, what we're fortunate to do. Yeah. And you can then fill that with what you want to fill it with.
Huge.
But yes, I think to drive that point home again is there are very few things you can do while you're already busy with a family. Yeah. There's very few things you can do that have low risk. You can weave into your life part-time alongside your career, right? And still find fulfillment in that, and still earn a great income, and maybe replace that income from the job you don't want to have anymore, or the business that you don't want anymore.
Right. It's so true.
Yeah. Very versatile.
It really is. And so I'm going to see if there's any questions here too, but just any tips you want to give those who are kind of tuning in tonight, checking out the video, for those who are going to be checking out this video and replay too, like tips in terms of entrepreneurship, business. We were just talking about that focused energy in terms of, you know, short time frames and having, you know, big goals too.
Yeah.
I would love to walk away with people who are here on the video to just get a couple good tips in terms of how to like take things to the next level for themselves, whether it's personally, fitness wise, business.
Definitely. A couple of quick things. Definitely. I wrote a few things down that, so if somebody is looking to sort of make that shift to go from an employee or even a traditional business owner, but they want to maybe make some changes toward entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship is an interesting word because it's used too much today.
Yeah.
Today, an entrepreneur is very different than it might have been 30, 40 years ago, or even 20 years ago.
Right.
So don't think of it as the same. I would definitely check out a resource, and you can put this in the comments or whatever, but by Darren Hardy. There's a great, you can go on YouTube and just type in Darren Hardy, Making the Shift. And it talks all about the mindset you need to start to move toward, right? And it helps you think through the process if you're looking to maybe say start your own business, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
Couple other things too is, I'm big on this and we've talked about this before, you've got to be good at communication.
Oh yeah.
You got to, like, there's one of my favorite books. I actually brought it just to show real quick, but this is a book that changed my life when I first read it. But would you agree communication is everything?
It's the one thing that has extremely come through in the past few months that I've been, emails, phone calls, personal visits is like the only way to really build a relationship and build a business is you got to have communication.
More so now than ever. And it will distinguish you. Because most people, they don't pick up the phone anymore. They don't connect like this. Right? There's that, and you can't replace it. There's no app to do that.
Nope.
Right?
It's true.
So I think just getting really good at, and really it's something I live by too in any business is become interested in other people. Don't try to be interesting to them.
Yep.
That's always served me well.
Yeah, that's a big thing that I've found too, because as you start to build a business and network a lot, you start to be in places where I am currently, where I'm in front of 4 or 5 or 10 people in some cases in front of a room, and so to have, that the posture and the ability to kind of tell your story and talk to them and just be a leader is like just all through the different things in terms of, this says talk about confidence too, right?
Yeah, confidence.
And so through communication and through that process, you develop confidence to do more of it. And then eventually, one of the things I shared recently was that, and maybe you can attest to this too, is that the small things, as you start to build a business and even build a business with shop.com or whatever your endeavor is going to be, small things come in the process in terms of challenges and, family. The rest of your life doesn't just stop when you build a business. The rest of, for some reason, it seems like life gets crazier.
Right.
And what you start to filter out is the small things, right? The things that just don't matter because your goal and your vision is so big.
Why?
The small things you just tackle them. You just crush them. You just don't care about the small little challenges that come up. You just keep moving because you know where you're going. And you have the understanding and the faith that small things are going to happen. You go with that vision already that things are going to come up. You're going to have challenges. It's part of the journey. When you accept it, the journey becomes so much more fun because you're like, oh, I knew that was going to happen. I knew you were going to say no to me and not sale, whatever it is.
Right. And you know what else is important too is to go into anything with realistic expectations.
Huge.
Saying, okay, and ask somebody, what can I expect if I go down this road?
That's huge. Yeah.
Right. And then let them tell you, here's what to expect. So know it's normal. You'll get through it. Versus they don't know and they go through it, and a lot of times people pull back. But yeah,
I love it.
But definitely communication and And one other book I just figure out, because I'm a big book person, this is a huge, I'm all about modeling success, right? Tony Robbins talks about that a lot.
Yes.
But this book here, Brendon Burchard, High Performance Habits. So this is, I think it was the world's largest study done on high performers.
Okay.
They, interview people from like Michael Jordan to whatever, to just small business owners. And they basically came up with, there were hundreds of different things that these folks had in common, but they broke it down into 6 main ones. So like when I heard that, I'm like, why? So it's called High Performance Habits, How Extraordinary People Become That Way. So but it breaks down the important things that you need to know, right? But you know what's interesting? The number one thing, huge tip, right? Clarity. They're clear.
Yeah.
We just talked about it. They have clarity of purpose, clarity of why they're doing something. You have to. Without clarity, it's very difficult to get to the.
And I think those are the moments that become most difficult is when you lose clarity.
Oh yeah.
When you're not clear on where you're going and what you're doing,
yep.
you get confused, you get frustrated,
yep.
you get tired. I mean, it's all those things that become what we call excuses, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's natural. We're human. We have excuses. But when we have a clear vision, those excuses start to kind of subside, and you just keep going forward. And I think that's,
you know the
that's
end
a
goal.
huge note.
I mean, kudos to you. If you look around, maybe they can't see your office, but you have your vision board. You have where you're going. You're already. You've accomplished so much, and here you are. Okay, I take that off the list. Now I'm going for that one. Right. Yeah. It doesn't matter what's thrown at you. You're going to look up there tomorrow and see, oh, that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah. And behind Eric, we have a map of the globe for future travel. So our vision is global of where we're going, traveling. So it's so true. It's like surround yourself in your life of what you're trying to create, and eventually it comes. I mean, this where we are today was part of that. So.
Law of attraction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We could talk about that for days. Right?
Seriously,
yeah.
Eric. Thank you so much for sharing these tips with so many people.
Gosh. Thanks for everybody tuning in. This is awesome.
Honestly, you know what? We have one question here. What is the best way to master Facebook, LinkedIn, all that stuff? You want to tip on
what's the best
media?
way to master Facebook, LinkedIn? Oh, so social media.
How about a tip on just what you've done through social media, just broadly in terms of leveraging the tool to grow your business digitally?
Yeah. So my quick tip on that with LinkedIn would be my place of choice today, no matter what business, because people they're professionals.
Yeah.
Most active users on there are six-figure earners.
Interesting.
And they're on there for one of two reasons. They're looking for opportunity, or they're looking to help people connect to an opportunity.
Okay.
So if I don't care what it is I'm looking to do. If I can find someone that can connect me to something, right, or if it's somebody in business I'm looking to connect with. So, but again, be of value.
I love that.
Lead with value. Lead, your profiles have to lead with value.
Yeah.
And you'll do very, very well because people don't take the time to do it.
That's huge.
Stay positive.
That's
awesome.
Social media. Hopefully that helps, John.
Good question, John.
Yeah, great question. Well, thank you guys for jumping on tonight, and hope you got some good information tonight. Feel free to replay the video to get some more. Feel free to reach out to Eric Henderson on Facebook. Website or anything
you as well. You can go to eric-henderson.com. But this is the guy to follow right here. He's going to be doing a lot more of this stuff.
Yeah, stay tuned. We have a couple more scheduled out. We have a lot more to come in terms of interviews. We're just trying to help share stories for people in terms of their success, their backgrounds, who they are, what they're doing, where they're going, and we're having fun. We hope that you join our journey along the way. But thank you guys for jumping on tonight.
Can I say hi to my kids real quick?
Absolutely.
I think Liam and Quinn, if you guys are watching, Daddy, and hi, Mama. I think they're on there somewhere.
We have a gift coming home.
Yeah. A big surprise for you guys.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. If I don't eat them all alone.
That's right. No.
Thanks again. This is fantastic.
Thanks, Eric.
Awesome.
All right, guys.
Bye, everybody. Good night.